Hello, how are we? I'm running a bit late tonight. I don't like to be late, but life got in the way. So, this thing doesn't. Let's see if we can put that out of the way for now. I'll have to sort that one. There we go for now. All right. We'll crack on with it tonight, shall we? Let's just check all the sound and that's working. Why is that one so behind? Yeah, it's working, so. Right. So we're going to go straight on to the killers whose death sentence was commuted by Biden. Is indicted for first-degree murder of a 12-year-old. So Biden pardoned this bloke when he's killed other people, and now he's on the ropes for a 12-year-old. And people say that the Democratic Party do not support criminals. As you can know, that's a load of rubbish. They support the criminals more than they actually support the people who get attacked by the criminals, killed by the criminals. They support criminals more than they do victims. And this is what we keep after going on. So Saz was convicted federal level in 2014 for the same offences. And now he's getting done again. So why do the Democratic Party keep protecting paedophiles, sex offenders and murderers? We don't know. It's because they get their vote. They get the family's vote. If they stick up for the criminals. And the worst thing about it is they keep saying, oh, well, it's the black community. It's not the black community. Anyone that thinks, yes, a proportion of the black community is violent, a proportion of the white community is violent. In America, there is more whites than blacks, but more black people commit crime. That's just facts. But it's a small minority of the community, like 1%. But the Democratic Party protect them when the rest of the black community do not want them protected. They don't want their houses shot up. They do not want their streets shot up. And this is the problem. But they don't care who they are, white, black, whatever. They will protect them if they're a criminal. What you need is leaders that are going to start to protect the innocent rather than the guilty. And over the last 10, 20 years, in most Western countries, it's actually different. It's that the governments have started protecting criminals more than they do the actual people, that the victims and the law-abiding citizens, because they say, well, they don't break the law. We have no need to protect them if they're not breaking the law. Well, no, you're supposed to protect us from the people that break the law. That is the whole point of government. And they put a sticking plaster on it. It's a sticking plaster now from, oh, well, they've committed a crime, now we can arrest them. Most of the time they don't get conviction. And that is our problem. It's a sticking plaster after the fact. He got stabbed. Now we can take him to the hospital. We can fix him up. If they're not dead. And this is the same as this crime. But Biden actually pardoned him for his crime. So this could even be covered in that. I haven't read the pardon. It's just madness. Stop. I don't care if you're a criminal and you've been convicted. Unless it's something stupid like marijuana or something like that, which you won't get death penalty for, but you shouldn't spend 30, 40 years in prison. And these are the stories that we've got. But I'd just like to know why the Democratic Party, like the UK, like others, keep protecting criminals. When it should be they protect the victims, their families, and the law-abiding citizens of that country. But people just don't do it anymore. Trans women, there's a few of them actually on trans women. What one's this one? The next three are about trans, so if that upsets you, might not want to watch these. Trans women set to be barred from female bathrooms and sports could be asked to use disabled toilets at work after the landmark ruling links gender to biology sex. We used to call this science. Why trans people are not... Trans women are not women. They are men dressed as women. Trans women who dressed as men are still women. It's biological fact. That upsets people. You was not meant to be a woman. If a person dresses in blackface, they are not black. If a person wears a nappy, they are not a baby. It's as simple as that. If I sit in a wheelchair, it doesn't mean that my legs don't work. That's not how you feel. People should stop saying it's how people feel. There are people out there that think they're dogs. There are people out there now that think they're frogs. There's people out there now that think they are ponies. There are people out there now that think they are unicorns. We have a mental health problem epidemic. It is nothing to do with biology. With biology, there are two genders. Two. Males, females. Any doctor or scientist that says there are not two genders should have their licenses removed and their qualifications removed. Because they are denying facts. If someone is having a mental breakdown, the worst thing you can do is go into their delusion. If they think ghosts are coming to kill them, you don't tell them, oh, there's ghosts all around you and all that. You don't go into their mental problem, and that's what it is. People will be upset that I've said that, and they are when I say it on my channels. I don't care. That's how I believe it. I've seen people with this fucking problem. But because you believe that trans women are women doesn't make it true. It's like if you go out and you drive a Ford, if you believe that's a Ferrari, doesn't make it a Ferrari. And that is the logic that you're using. When you see these men, businessmen, putting a nappy on, does not make them a baby. They are a grown-ass man with mental problems. So, hopefully this ruling will stick, and they're going to attack it. They're already attacking it. And they're saying it's going to kill lots of trans people. No, actually, after they transition, they are 40% more likely to commit suicide after the trans thingy because they regret it. A lot of the people that have had the surgery and that now regret it. And people are going to go, oh, well, I don't regret it. You're going to get the few. But they are the loudest ones, because the ones that say they regret it, the minute they say they regret it, are attacked from all sides. And there was video after video showing this. But people are already tacking J.K. Rowling, and you're going to get these, and we've got a few more people that do it. Oh, hang on 1 second. I have to find the volume. Properties. Oh, why is that not working? I'm just trying to get the audio to work. Do. It's still not working.
Is that
There we go.
the unanimous decision of this court is that the terms woman and sex in the Equality Act 2010 refer to a biological woman and biological sex.
And this has upset people because they have said that it is biological women, biological sex, not what you think you are. And this has upset a lot of people. So now, in British law, a woman is a woman, a man is a man, and we still get people that can't say that. And you're going to see some of the next stories. Right, transgender ex-Labour MSP candidate gets upset.
This ruling makes it clear that sex is binary and that sex is immutable.
But the judge was very clear that it doesn't affect toilets or changing rooms.
And just to let you know, that is a fella.
That's not how the group for Women Scotland are seeing it. They're saying that sex is real. Women can now feel safe that services and spaces designated for women are for women. And we're grateful to the court for this ruling. And the ruling is that woman means biological sex, the sex that you were observed to have at birth.
So are you saying that I can't participate in public life?
I'm not saying anything at all. I'm asking you what you think this means from what the Supreme Court.
Saying that she can't commit in public life. What is it? What is up with this man? She can still whatever you want to call her. And the problem is with she is you wouldn't call them that if you see them. You'd call them by the name they use. Like if they come up to me and said, "My name's Sally," you wouldn't go she. You go, "Oh, all right, Sally." If a man's called Sally, I'll still call him Sally.
Court has said today.
I think it makes no difference to how trans people will go about their day-to-day lives.
Do you think does it bring further clarity though over whether trans women should be in women's prisons or have access to refuges?
So it does, but can I ask you a question?
Trans women should not be allowed in women's refuges. Trans women should not be allowed in bathrooms or showers.
Would you think I should be use women's toilets?
It isn't up to me to decide that.
No, you're a man.
The law and it isn't up to me to decide that.
If that's what you're implying that I shouldn't, then that would mean I don't have any ability to be in public life at all.
Talking out of rubbish. Use disabled toilets.
I can't go to work because I can't go to work because I can't. You're saying I can't use the loo while I'm at work.
The judge went very, very early on in the ruling, did say that transgender people still have legal protection from discrimination.
That's why I'm saying it won't make any difference on day-to-day life.
then you are not concerned.
I'm not that concerned. No.
Okay. Heather
It
Herbert.
feels like we're heading towards Trump's America.
Well, you've said that, but
I'm
you,
not-
sorry, you've said that a couple of times, but then have said that you think that this is going to be discriminatory, but have then said you don't think it's going to make any difference.
It feels like we're heading towards Trump's America. I don't think this particular ruling will.
What, you mean common sense? That is the Trump's America. Women are women, men are men. A man should not be able to get in a boxing ring and beat the crap out of a woman because he says she's a woman. This is logical. People need to stop thinking that it's not. A man is a man, a woman is a woman. Get over it. Next one, here we go. Another MP on exactly the same topic.
We're looking for
to
clarity from
study
you as the government. This is the crux of the problem, and this is why I'm asking these questions, is that for years there has been confusion about how people should deal with these issues. We now have a legal ruling from the highest court in the land, and it sounds to me as if you don't know whether a trans woman should be, which changing room they should be using today.
Female changing rooms should be used by women.
Right. And so where should a trans woman get changed?
And it's important that a trans woman or a trans man also has dignity in their use of public spaces.
So in other words, they're just passing it on because they haven't got a clue. And this is the problem with the government from top down. None of them have got a clue about anything. They don't want to offend anyone because it's voting season. We've got, what, 13 days? Something like that, 12, 13 days before the election, so they're trying to not upset anyone. If a trans woman goes to a sporting event and there is only male and female bathrooms, use the disabled one. If not, use the gender neutral ones where they're all single lockers. Don't force women to be uncomfortable, because it makes me laugh when trans women go, oh, but if I go into the men's one, I'm going to feel uncomfortable. So you know how the women feel when you're in there with them, or you're in there with little girls. But people won't say this to them because it could upset them. It might not be PC. Everyone deserves to be treated with some respect. Doesn't matter if you're black, white, trans, whatever. But you've not just got to think about yourself. A child of 4 or 5 with their mum getting changed in the bathroom is a lot different from a man going in there because he's wearing a dress. Right. So now this is a bit different. No, this ain't going to show it. The confirmation of alien life on a planet 144 light years away should worry us all, says Matt Riddle. Why should it worry us? They're 124 million light years away. They haven't been here, so they haven't got the technology to get it yet. Because if their technology was more advanced than us, they would have already been here. So you'll probably find we're about the same technology rate. So we have a choice. We can prepare and then go to other countries like Muskie wants to, or we can sit here and just panic. They automatically think that because it's a different race from a different planet, if it is could just be sludge. They're automatically going to want war. No, that's just a human race. We want war with everyone because that's what we want. It's written in our DNA. You do not need to do it. Just because another planet wants to talk to us doesn't mean they want war or they want something that we have. That's not how it works. But people think that it is. We need to get better people that doesn't want to go to war with everything. And at the moment, we've got the English government want to go to war with Russia. They want to join in here. They want to go against Iran. They want to go against the Houthis. They want to go against Hezbollah. They want to go against Hamas. They want to do this. They want to do that. Do you know what? Because it's not their kids going to war. I guarantee you, if you said any MP that votes for war, one of their children has to be on the front line, no MP would vote for war. None of them. It's good that we've found other life out there, because the people on Britain are not very fucking clever. We are getting worse and worse. So we've got another teen girl being stabbed in London today. Teen girl was rushed to hospital after being stabbed in the head outside of a school in London as police arrest man in connection. So, a young report 17-year-old was attacked near a mixed-sex secondary school, Alex Reed Academic in Northolt, West London Borough, Ealing, on Wednesday shortly after 8 p.m. It doesn't say anything about the male, doesn't show a picture of the male. So we've got to wait to find out who the male is. So there's the male, but he's covered up. But in the UK, there's a stabbing a day roughly. Even more than that, I think. And we keep getting the people that I've signed a petition for mandatory 5 years, I think it is, for anyone carrying a knife. But we've already got the laws in place. Anyone carrying over a 3-inch blade can get up to 7 months in prison. But you know how many people actually, out of the people carrying knives, actually get it? I think it's less than 3%. And they're let out time and time again. I know one of them that got caught with a knife the other week. It's his like 8th time carrying one. He's been caught. And I'm talking about the zombie knives. The big, over 3 inches, they're like 12 inches long, 20 inches long zombie knife. And they keep getting let off. And the left say it's racist because most of them are not white. Or they say, oh, well, it's the government's fault because they're not giving them football grounds to go and play football on. These are grown-ass men, a lot of them, between the age of 18 and 25. They're not going to be out playing football. They're out selling drugs, they're out doing gang crime because you're letting the gangs run rife. And they can earn more money in a week with the gangs than they can in a month doing a job in the UK. And we have this time and time again, it's top down. The government don't care. So then the councils don't care, the police don't care, the councils don't care, and then no one cares. And then it's left back to the parents to care and try and stop their children. Even when they report them to the police goes, nothing we can do, so something happens. Like we was told when we had a nutty neighbour, which we've still got. Until someone gets stabbed or hurt, there's nothing the police can do. So we've got to wait for one of our neighbours to get stabbed, beat up. They've already tried to kick people's doors in. And, until someone gets seriously hurt, there's nothing we can do. No one cares. And that is the sad thing about the UK. Madeline McCann, I'll be honest, this is one of the most boringest things you could ever read about. Now, Madeleine McCann, I'm sorry the girl was taken away. It's the 18th anniversary of her disappearance, and we're still paying £84,000 a year to find her. It should be down to the parents to pay if they want it to keep going on. These random people keep coming out with every year, oh, we've found someone. Oh, no, it's not them. Oh, we've found someone. It's not them. The killer's done more magic tricks disappearing than Houdini himself. And there has to become a point where you say, enough is enough. We have spent enough money. We don't even spend that much money each year on some of the cases that we've already got in the UK that we could solve. It should be the parents that are paying for it. It was their fault she went missing. They decided to go out and leave the kids. Let's stop making out anything else. So we've got another prime suspect. Prime suspect after prime suspect. Oh, well, there was a van that looked like he's in the area. How many vans are there like he's? Oh, about 300 million. So now we have the MP in the UK. Let's do this next story. The MP in the UK. Wes Streeting vows not to cut and run to a safe seat at the next general election, despite Health Secretary facing a huge battle to cling on to his seat. He's going to lose his seat. People cannot stand Labour at the moment. I'm hoping they will get demolished on May the 1st in the local council elections. And that's not... I know it sounds unfair because the local councillors have nothing to do with big MPs, but they have. They are following the line and they are destroying boroughs, councils and areas. Birmingham was Labour. Looks like a shithole. Let's be honest, we can't make out. Rubbish everywhere and people making out. We've got, I think it was 4 their constituencies went bankrupt where they've spent over an extra 100 million in some places. They have no control, and some of the stuff that they spend it on, they go, oh, well, we've got to cut Binman's salary because we haven't got the money. But you paid for a bit of art that cost 20 million quid. That's the pay rise that the people needed. Oh, you built a bridge and it cost you 100 million. Well, that's how much the bridge costs. I know some travellers that could have built that for you for about 30 grand, love. And I'm not talking about a big bridge over a motorway now. I'm talking about a bridge over like a pond. And this is the problem. They pay 10, because they are the council and they know it's government funded, which is people paying their taxes, they get charged 10 times the amount. Railways, exactly the same. We put a bit, 1.3 billion, I think, last time I looked into the railways. I worked on the railways. And some of them railway jobs that they say cost so much, I understand why. We would turn up with 30 people and get sent home. All of them 30 people get paid. For me to turn up would cost them 500 quid or £1,000. We would still get paid. Because Network Rail or the company that are running it can't be bothered to work that night. Or they haven't got enough workers. And some of the companies just take the piss. I'm sorry, they do. They would turn up 3 hours late and then they would leave 2 hours early because they wanted to miss the traffic. So they'd be there for an hour or 25 minutes. London Underground, exactly the same. We put up handrail. And when one of the people inspected it, it had two, how can I put it? Two threads above the actual nut. And we weren't allowed to grind it down because of noise. And we weren't allowed to cut it because it had to be that size when it was put in. That cost 63 grand to have that handrail put in. £63,000 for a handrail that you could have done for £2,000. But with all the permits, all the legal forms and that, 65 grand. When we were scabbling the roof, which is taking the concrete off in the tunnels, we sometimes had tunnels where we could only work for an hour a night. So you'd have 100 men in a tunnel for an hour a night or 2 hours a night because they could only turn the rails off for that long. But you'd get paid for the whole night. And then they wonder why costs soar. We were supposed to be at I think it's Bounds Green or Finchley Road. We were supposed to be there for 4 weeks putting in a new roof. We was there for over a year. Doing the same job because they kept cutting us off at nights. We would come up and they would say, no, you can't work here tonight, we've got a train coming through. Even though the plans for the roof to be done was a year in advance. And then you wonder where your money's going to. You wonder why London Underground and that bankrupt all the time. And it would cost a fortune, and I'm not being funny, they say the companies do not make money. The company that I worked for at the time was going bankrupt. 6 months after he got the London Underground tube work, he bought himself a Bugatti Veyron when they first come out. Yep. So there's big money to be made. This is Chris Eubank talking about his son, emotional son, after he slaps an egg into to the person he's fighting's face.
Your language is of
Here we go.
a demon. And this is what you're teaching to the youngsters, because they're going to pick it up. My son smashing an egg against your face, Connor. This is what kids will start doing in schools. And then that from the schools it goes to the street. And from the street it comes back to the parents. And you're responsible, your behavior, you are examples. So
exactly.
Be an example in the positive. An example that contributes towards the system and doesn't cost it. We can't have any more Michael Watsons. He's the people's champion. Okay? You backed him all those years, all those decades you backed him as the people's champion. So where are you now? Where are you now? You're getting blinded by this circus?
And he's not wrong. He's getting blinded by the money and the fame. That's it. It's not about the boxing anymore, and I hope he gets knocked out. You don't go up to someone and slap an egg in their face because it makes good TV and that.
Put on by these promoters, talking about, there's real hate now. Look, Barry, your son said, there's real hate now. What hate can there be between these two? It's just money they're after.
And he's not wrong. Absolutely legend of a bloke. And he's absolutely correct. It's like these stupid slap, whatever it's called. Till someone gets brain damage, everyone's going to love it. When the first one comes out, now he's got brain damage, because you can't protect yourself from the hit. So it's not like boxing, you've got a chance. You just got to stand there and take a punch in the face. Because that's what it is. They're just taking a full hit in the face. And everyone knows, it's been proven over the years, that it causes brain damage. But we're going to push it, and we're going to push it. And I've seen kids do it in schools. There's TikToks and that of kids doing it in schools. What is wrong with people? What is wrong thinking that that's okay to do? Thinking that that is normal? Thinking that that is okay? Slapping someone in the face? Because if you done it in the street, they're not just going to stand there and slap your back, they're going to stab you or they're going to beat the crap out of you. Conor McGregor's bid to become Irish president is boosted by Tucker Carlson as the man discusses his country's immigration problems, which it's got. Loads of videos put up on my Instagram and that about it. And what is going on. You can't put them up on YouTube and you can't put them up on Twitch. Rumble's got some of them on. Or the violence in Ireland, the people... there's one of them on there that shows you an illegal trying to rape a girl, and an Irish boy goes up and stops him. What you find out later is the Irish boy got arrested for that, because they said he was racist for getting involved. See, that's the problem with this, because this is going now to music. I thought that was them talking about it. But there's old Tucker Carlson. So, somewhere Make America Great Again because Tucker's there. But people get upset because Tucker Carlson goes to Russia, goes to these other countries. But that's what a good journalist does. If I had the money, I would do exactly the same. And I'm not a journalist. But I would travel the world, seeing people, talking to them, showing you their opinions. Because most of the time, it's not what you see on mainstream media. It's not what you see on... shows. It's actually people like you, me, that believe a woman is a woman, believes their children should be safe, believes that if you want to come here, come legally, not illegally. And it makes me laugh because people go, there is no legal routes to come to the UK, and you go, so what about the 2 million that did it? And they go, oh, they was lucky. Well, what did they do? Pull a rabbit out their bum? They come here legally. They went and got the papers, filled out the forms, come here legally, not illegally. And when the thing that does my nut in is when they start as well with, well, who else is going to work for that cheaper wages? Why should anyone work for that cheaper wage? That's why we have a minimum wage. But how people like farms and that get away with it is they say, right, you can come here and you can work. We will give you room and board, but we will pay you less. Your room now is £1,000 or £600 a month or £1,000 a month. And it's a 1 bedroom in a caravan with 3 bedrooms. So for 3 people, they're getting back 1,500 quid. And they'll have 5 or 6 of these caravans on there. Then they will make them pay for food. They will make them pay for damages. They will make them pay for a uniform. They will make them pay for water, electric, gas. So by the end of their week, when they should be earning £400 or £500, after they've paid out, the farmer only has to give them £200. So for 5 days, they're earning £40 a day. That's it, £40 a day. And most of the time, it's 12-hour shifts. That's how people get around it. We have at Christmas a turkey plucking, they call it. And you see how many migrants and that go down to then, but you only get £2.30 a turkey, or £2.50. So in an hour, if you can only pluck 2, you earn a £5. If you can pluck 4, you earn a £10. Each one of them turkeys they sell for between £60 and £100. This is how it works with farming and peace work. Right, let's go to the next one. Ex-Reform MP that threatens to sue Nigel Farage. He is actually going, last time I see, he actually confirmed that he is going to sue them for defamation, for them accusing him of abusing women and threatening staff, because all the staff have now come forward and said no, he never did. It was an utter lie to get rid of him because they were scared that Nigel was going to get kicked out as leader because he's gone soft on a lot of the stuff like illegals, crime, Muslim rape gangs. If you notice, he was going to get the money together to do the inquiry, but because it's the election, as the other parties, he's gone quiet on it. And that's why they've gone quiet on it, because they need the Islamic vote to win the seats and that. So, yeah, so he's just gone to the same way as all the others. But Robert Lowe is going to sue him. There's our Robert Lowe, which is, to be honest, everything I've seen about him, I agree with so far. I've seen about 10% that I wouldn't agree with. But he's an old Englishman. I'm old. And people moan because he's quite rich. He gives his salary to the locals. And he's trying to do the best that he can. And the thing is, none of these claims come up until he went into reform and he upset Nigel Farage by saying he needs to stop being soft. And listening to Youssef, I don't know what his full name is. And they said that he was racist because he said that he should stop listening to Youssef. He never said nothing about his religion. He just said he doesn't believe that he's in the best way. See, that's the problem. You can't question someone if they're religious, or if they're a Muslim, or if they're Catholic, or if they're this, or Jewish. Because the first thing they go is, well, you're racist because of their religion, or you're racist because of their colour. Well, no one's mentioned it other than the people that are calling you it. But I hope he does sue him, and I hope that I hope that no emails or texts come out saying that it was a setup, because that will be Nigel Farage's career over, and it will be this man's career over. I don't think they would even be able to stay in England. I think he'd have to go to America, because he would not have just betrayed Rupert Lowe and the party. He would have actually betrayed the whole country. Right, so now we've got to go over to, I think I don't, that's not too bad. Let's watch this, talk about it.
Thank you very much, everybody, and I've been briefed on the Florida State University.
In that occasion to meet also with Europe. The goal for me is to make the West great again. Okay, and I think we can do it together.
We can.
We will keep on work on that. I'm going to close. I want to say only, I'm proud of sitting here as Prime Minister of an Italy that today has a very good situation despite the difficulties. A stable country, reliable country. 1 million more jobs in the last 2 years and a half.
Great.
Inflation is going down, so you forgive me if I promote a bit my country,
Yeah,
but you're a businessman and you understand me. So migration flows going down 60%. So we are trying to do our best, but I think we can do it even better together. Also on Ukraine, I will close. Together we've been defending the freedom of Ukraine. Together we can build a just and lasting peace. We support your efforts, Donald.
Very shortly, actually, and we'll see. But we want it to stop. We want the death and the killing to stop.
Which, that's all anyone wants. Anyone wants the death and the killings to stop in Ukraine.
He says he won't leave, even if you ask him to.
Oh, he'll leave. If I ask him to, he'll be out of there. But very shortly.
What's that?
And we'll see. But we want it to stop. We want the death and the killing to stop.
Mr. President, on Jerome Powell, you said that the termination of Jerome Powell cannot come fast enough. He says he won't leave, even if you ask him to.
Oh, he'll leave. If I ask him to, he'll be out of there. But I don't think he's doing the job. He's too late, always too late, a little slow, and I'm not happy with him. I let him know it, and if I want him out, he'll be out of there real fast, believe me. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, please. Question?
Are you trying to remove him, Mr. President?
Yeah, question?
Mr. President,
Can you mandate Judge Bose for any kind of case against?
Oh, it's Sam. I can hear banging all the time. It's Sam.
Your administration, so the Constitution does not tolerate willful disobedience of judicial order. Do you agree with that statement?
Well, you're going to have to speak to the lawyers. We have great lawyers. I can tell you this, we're doing a fantastic job of getting criminals out of this country who Biden allowed into the country. Hundreds of thousands of criminals, murderers and drug dealers. And I was elected because of the fact, I would say maybe that was the number one factor for a lot of reasons, the economy, a lot of things. But one of the primary reasons I was elected is because I said, I'm going to get the criminals that he allowed to come into our country so stupidly through open borders. I'm going to get them out. And I got a lot of votes, record-setting numbers of votes, as you know. We won everything. The popular vote.
Let's see if we can get better. Oh, we'll leave that solid. That's boring the crap out of me anyway. Alright, let's go to... That's been moved. And... That's to be moved. Right, let's go to this. There we go. Right, so we're going on to this one now. So let's go over to here. 100% true. Trans women are not women. We've already said this in a previous statement, but that is the headline. And the Supreme Court ruling will see huge changes to public and private sectors' gender guidelines, which I don't know why it's actually took this long for it to become this, because it should have been a long time ago. But yeah, so but yep, that is what it says. Not really much more we can say about that one. This is what we were looking at earlier, the alien life. Alien life discovered. And we covered this one. Oh, this is madness. Have a watch of this. An 80-year-old woman in wherever that is, Russia, survives and walks away after she fell 6 floors from a balcony. Ready? Bang! There she is. Let's watch that again. That is madness. Look at that. She's 80. She hit that car. She catches her breath. She gets up and walks away. How mad is that? So I was just checking on something. Right, let's go down. He's absolutely losing it, James O'Brien, over what's going on with Trump. New York AG Jetta James is absolutely losing her mind. Should we have a listen to what she's got to say? Let's put you down here for now. Let's go back to the start. It's got volume. Why ain't it coming through then?
My mission is clear.
No. What is going on with this sound today?
I'm focused.
No, still not working. Nope.
I'm prepared.
There you go.
I'm ready. I've been trained by the best. I went to Howard University. That overturned legal segregation in this country. I've been taught in those classrooms where Thurgood Marshall once taught. I'm not afraid of no president. Donald Trump, we're ready for you. We're coming for you. We're standing up for you. We're fighting on. We're not going down silent. Victory, my friends, is clear. It's now. And I'm not waiting 4 years. I'm waiting 2 until a speaker by the name of Hakeem Jeffries comes to bring us some rest. Come on, ladies. It's up to us. We saved this democracy before. We'll save it now. Let's go.
So she broke the law by committing the same fraud she claimed that Trump had committed, and now she's upset that she's going to get prosecuted just as bad. Even though we know what, when they prosecuted Trump, it was a load of crap because they said Mar-a-Lago was worth 18 million, and they proved that one of the properties next door that was on 0.5 of an acre was up for 35 million. And I think Mar-a-Lago's 9 million with a business that earns 9 acres or 7 acres, and it's a business that earns millions a year. So, yeah, we know it was all smoke and mirrors and a load of crap. Lucy Connell was jailed for 31 months for social media posts. 4 men involved in the rape gangs in Telford got 30 months. So gang rape children 30 months because they were Muslims. It's supposed to be so gang raping children get 30 months because they was Muslim. Say a bad word, 31 months because you're white. And that's how the two-tier justice system is working in the UK. So this is Gates. My 2 daughters don't have the same rights as I do in the US anymore. So what rights is she talking about? Because other than abortion.
I wanted to split off and do my own work through Pivotal Ventures because I thought there were things I wanted to do in the United States that would be easier to do really under my own organization. And one of the things that spurred me on was thinking about the fact that My 2 granddaughters, who are ages 2 and 5 months, they don't have as many rights right now as I did growing up, and that just doesn't make any sense to me.
2 and 5 months, and she's already thinking about them having an abortion, because that is the only rights that has been lost. That says more about her than anything. Why are people... It's just a mental problem, I'm sorry, but it is. So, this trooper shoots and kills Michigan community leader as he attacks the officer. The left are already saying black community leader killed by police in Michigan while his hands was up. So we'll play it up to the part where the violence properly starts, and we'll stop it. You'd have to go to my channel to watch it.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Look.
In the name of Jesus, watch out. In the name of Jesus, watch out. Watch out, get hurt. You're going to get hurt. In the name of Jesus, stop, bitch.
In the name of Jesus, he keeps going for his gun. In the name of Jesus.
Next time you touch me, you're going to die. Next time you touch me, you're going to die.
Look, next time you touch me, you're going to die. Look. Then he runs off. The officer's not even following him, so when they say that he was following him to shoot him, now he's coming back to attack the police officer. Look, you want to die, you want to die. Right, so that's all you can see before I get removed from YouTube. So, the rest of it is on my channel, like I say, but I can't put it on here. But yeah, he keeps getting up and attacking the police officer. We have Tom Harwood, who for some reason still can't tell the difference between a male and a female. If the Supreme Court has decided anything other than definition of sex day, it would have thrown a huge problem in how spaces are governed today. He reckons that today's decision did say that biological men are men and biological women are women. Any other interpretation outcome to the best definition is mental retardation. Women should be safe in sports, bathrooms and showers. Anyone that disagrees with that, that's down to you. I will say it till the cows come home, and I don't care if it upsets you. What more can we say on it? Tom's always never been able to say what a woman is. That's the same thing. This woman, Iranian actress Sofia Kwama, was sentenced to nearly 5 years in prison for supporting Israel. So because she said that she supports Israel in fighting off terrorists and that, she's been put in jail in Iran for 5 years. You won't see this in the media because it's an Iranian sticking up for Israel. You won't see that in the news. You won't see the headlines. I'll be honest, I only found it because someone sent it to me. I did look around for it, couldn't find nothing on it. Same as the next story. Tracy Danielle Harness, Jr., 17 years old, opened fire at Dallas High School on Tuesday, wounding 5 people. He was caught with aggravated assault as part of a mass shooting. The media is silent on this. I didn't see it anywhere. I did not see him anywhere on the news or talking about it. Anyone talking about it. And you know why? Because of his colour. The few stories that I see about it was, oh, well, this is a one-off because most of the time, I think it was 81% of the time, the mass shooters or school shooters are white. Then show them when they're scumbags and show him when he's been a scumbag. But that's not how it works. Let's go down to the next one. So this is who people are voting for on May the 1st. He reckons women can have a penis. In the history of Earth, no woman has ever had a penis. No man has ever had a baby. But people keep supporting and following these clowns because they're saying what kids want to believe in. India Willoughby says that she's always been a woman even though she's father to 2 kids, and I put, oh man, he sounds like a woman. Because it is a man, he just wants to sound like a woman, so it's time and time again. It's not how you feel, it's facts. It's the biology. And people get upset with that. You can't get upset with biology or facts. Right, tonight's going to be a short one because there's not actually much stories on. So I will see you all on Sunday. Cheers for the people watching.